Welcome to the Salt Podcast. I'm George Iskander, joined always with my co-host, Simon Thomas Gilto. Now, today's guest, I have to say I was a fan ever before I got to know her. She's bold, she's hilarious, unapologetically herself, an influencer, a comedian, brilliant mind behind a wildly popular character, Auntie Salma. But behind the laughs, there's someone with depth, with a faith background, and someone with something real to say about fame and culture and staying true to who you are. So today we're going to go deep into the journey and identity, her boundaries, her faith, and what it's like to be a Christian woman in a very online and opinionated world. So somebody that I think really does perpetuate what it means to be the salt of the earth, leaving her flavor wherever she goes. Please welcome Veronica B.
Hi. Are you like editing claps into this?
You got to give a clap.
She's got some good ideas.
But I felt like that's my thing at the intro.
That's all right. Well,
that was it. That's all you gave me. Woo!
He gave
you don't sound very excited to have me
on. Perpetuate's a big enough word for the whole intro, to be honest. We'd not rehearsed perpetuate.
No, well, welcome, Veronica. Very lovely to have you. So I want to start off with a story about you that I saw that actually another thing that you went viral for. It was actually on Sky News. So if we can pull up the story, basically what happened was you were at an event where you were basically you said something and you kind of felt forced to have to give an apology. So, firstly, what's it like to be...
No. I did not feel forced to give an apology. That's just the clickbait type.
Yeah, exactly.
I was not forced to do anything.
Yeah, but this is what I'm going to address because I like the way you handled it. But and we'll watch a clip of what your apology looked like. But what's it like being, your age, which will remain untold, but a young person and then being on Sky News for a story like that?
Well... The interview that went viral, it went globally viral. So it was on a lot of news outlets. It was kind of cool, to be honest. I was like, wow, why am I going viral for this? I try so hard with all these other things. And this is where I didn't even try. I was just being like honest.
Genuine,
I was just relating my experience and that's what took off. I was like, are you serious? But then it got misinterpreted and everything like that. So I don't think any of the articles are like good. They're not working in my favor. But like any clout is good clout.
All right. Well, look, let's watch the video that you made the apology.
I haven't watched
that's
this.
not the video. Now, here we go.
Can I just say I have not watched this since I've uploaded it. So I don't even remember
How long
what I
ago
said.
did you upload this?
How long ago was this?
I think it was January.
Oh, wow, January of this year. So,
All right.
I'm going to assume that everyone by now has seen the viral interview at the TikTok Awards where I said that for me, being an influencer is hard work. I know it looks fun, but it's hard work. I've been copying a lot of online bullying through all my comments and DMs. And I've had time to reflect. Over the past few days, I've been reflecting. I've been seeing all your perspectives that you're writing online. And I just wanted to come on here, I guess, and apologize. I wanted to say I'm sorry for being honest and sharing my honest experience. I forgot that it's 2024 and if your opinion doesn't align with the loud minority, then your opinion is wrong. A lot of you guys have been telling me to touch some grass. Wow, this is so nice. I don't know why everyone was telling me to touch grass. Like, I guess I feel more connected to Earth. Thanks for recommending. That ending is, I guess, what pissed people off.
Honestly, I loved how you handled that because there's a lot of hate online and you handled it in such a great way. And actually, what I want to pull up next is your website because when I was doing some prep for this interview, I looked it up and I found,
My header?
Your header is amazing. If we can just pull that up as well. Yeah, right there. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, you don't shy away from the negative
comments. Just all my hate comments.
Well, I love that you're very forthcoming with it.
Habibi, relax, you're a TikToker. I'm just reading. It's cute watching you fall apart. Wow.
So how do you get to a stage where that doesn't impact you or affect you?
Don't shut your mouth. That's what they all keep saying.
My TikTok blew up in COVID. So I've been doing it since then. Like now when I receive hate, this is nothing compared to what I was having in lockdown. That's when it was at its absolute peak because everyone was just scrolling at home, nothing better to do. And I was like one of the OGs in Sydney doing TikTok. Like everyone that made fun of me then is like now asking me for promo. But anyway.
How the tables turn.
The hate I was copying then, that got to me at a stage because like early on we're sitting in our rooms for hours, you know, we couldn't leave the house. All you're doing is watching TikToks, and I'm posting TikToks every single day. And I don't know why people felt very comfortable. Actually, no, I do know why, because I present myself online. I'm relatable. I'm just like everyone else. So I think it made people feel comfortable to say something to me. But it affected me for 2 weeks. That's it. Literally, I got
At the start of COVID?
at the start of COVID, when I was new to it, like new to the popularity online. And because I had nothing better to do than do circles around my house and just make videos, the amount of hate that I was getting, I started to like believe in it. And then I just like woke up, like after 2 weeks, I'm like, bro, what am I doing? Like, why did I let this get to me? And then I just got over it. Now just like,
Is there any point in you at that time that you wanted to stop?
no, oh my God, this is my dream. Oh my God. Bro, I released merch when I hit like 50,000 followers. Like no, nothing will make me stop, because these haters aren't the reason why I started. I started for my own other purpose. I will not stop until I don't know, until social media ends.
That's the end of the world, that one, when social media ends.
No, fantastic. I love your approach to it, and it's very refreshing not to take it to heart and actually to turn it on its head. So I love that. Was there any time you felt that there was like you went through a bit of a mental health kind of situation where you kind of felt down or depressed or?
Oh, bro, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. But this job in itself is like, it's the funnest job I've ever had. Like, I love it. But it does take a massive mental toll on me. Like, first of all, you are very lonely because you're in your room all the time. The only person I talk to is me and Auntie Salma. That's it. At some point, it's going to become a bit like psychotic. Yeah. And I think being in the spotlight, sometimes it's too much. It's too much. I'm not like saying it gets depressing, like, but when you're always by yourself doing things, it leads to like isolation in that sense. Which is something that like I guess I always feel like I'm always just in my room filming with green screens. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, where does...
But still super fun.
Yeah, of course.
Just to be overbearing sometimes.
Yeah, just in case like someone makes a headline, the influencer thinks being in her room is lonely. Like
With a green screen. With a green
with
screen.
a green screen.
No, I can understand where you're coming from with that. So want to find out now, where does God kind of fit into your life, and what does God mean to you?
Well, God means everything to me, because without him and without falling back onto him, I don't think I could handle what I'm going through, especially online, especially with all these eyes on you and so much pressure and like pressure for myself. Like when you have your own business, you want so much, you see so much for yourself. And like I feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose, and it's sometimes, most of the time, too much for me to do by myself. Like I need to talk to someone. In the car when I'm driving, pretty sure people are looking at me like I'm not speaking to anyone. I'm talking to myself, and I'm always speaking to God like a friend in the car. I'm like, God, like I don't know what I'm doing. Like, is this the right thing? Like, help me, this and that. What was the question?
So, what does God mean to you, or faith mean to you? Yeah,
faith is very important, very very important, and I don't shy away from that online. I'm pretty sure everyone knows. Or most people know that I'm a Christian. I could have the cross behind me and people still ask me. Yeah. 100%. So what religion are you?
or be like, there's bacon on that. Did you ever get that when you go out? There's bacon on this.
I actually don't like bacon, so I always say like my dietary restriction. I don't like bacon, and then they think I'm not Christian, and then it just leads to I cause the confusion.
More and more questions.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. We're going to get into that success part of it later on.
Yeah.
Let's start. We like to start at the beginning. George went a little bit forward, but we're going to get to the beginning. No, even way before that. What was Veronica be like as a kid?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to call you a class clown, but what was the personality like? When did it become unlocked? When did you become bubbly? What were you like as a child? Give us some stories.
I've always been an extroverted kid. My dream when I was younger was to be a children's doctor. That's pediatrician, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always get confused between that and the foot
Podiatrist.
doctor. Podiatrist. pediatrician. Because I was in and out of hospital a lot with my Crohn's. I suffer from Crohn's disease. So I was in and out of hospital. I wanted to be a pediatrician, and then I also wanted to do acting, which I was not allowed because it's not a real job. So I was never allowed to take on like acting at school and all that.
Definitely not.
Yeah, as soon as like when it was an option for HSC, my parents were like, be serious. I was like, okay.
Wake up.
But I've always been like, I was always into sports. I loved filming. I've been filming from such a young age. Like I always liked to be in front of the camera, act. I just like acting. Yeah. My childhood. My childhood was having fun, family, and just Crohn's disease. That was my childhood.
Crohn's disease, huh?
It took up a lot of my life.
Did you have any siblings?
Yes, I do.
Okay, beautiful. So we got.
He's like, next, you got the point.
Yeah, so we got to that part. Now, when I actually wanted to ask,
Yeah.
before you took on this life of social media, what were you studying before? What were you doing for a job?
I did 2.5 years at uni doing health science, majoring in exercise physiology. I wanted to be an exercise.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, an exercise physio. But I woke up one day in Croatia and decided I no longer want to do this. So I enrolled in a marketing degree. Major regrets, but everything happens for a reason. So I graduated in media marketing. And after uni, I was basically just doing, during uni, a lot of free internships, like trying to get my foot in the door to do this, like brand work, working in events. So basically for many years, I was trying to get my foot in the door to do what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
And did you grow up in a religious home?
Yeah.
So did that include like church weekly or
Church every Sunday. Yeah.
Okay. And
if we missed a Sunday, then like, my mum would make us feel like we were the devil. You are going down the wrong path.
Happens in every home. It's not just one home.
So is there anything that you could take away from one thing from your mum, one thing from your dad that you can take away as in like something that you learned from them?
Something that I learned from them. Okay. My dad is a very patient person. And obviously both my parents put God first, and in our life, as long as whatever we do in life, they always try to push us to remember your faith and remember God in everything you do. Like they always tell me to lean back on him. From my dad, I learn patience, and from my mum, she's like my motivation. She like pushes me and listens to all my stress and all that. She's like the extra brains that I've got, even though my dad's smarter, but my mom's like the extra creative brains.
Okay, that's awesome. So then at what moment did you find that your faith became real and personal, not just something you inherited?
Well, my whole life, going to church every week was normal. Like being religious was normal. Like you're not allowed to swear, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that. Like that was just all normal. Like going to Sunday school, it was normal. So for me, I was lucky. So I'm Catholic. So I was lucky to grow. I was lucky to be born into the Christian faith. So it was a lot easier for me. I don't think I had like an awakening at some time because that was just my normal life. Just grew up with it. We were always practicing Christianity in our house. But probably when my parents, like I guess not when you become an adult, because they still treat me like a kid. But like, I mean, when they stopped forcing you to go to church every week, it's kind of like, now it's up to you. No, not now it's up to you. Like they said, they still make me go every week. But now it's like, we're not forcing you to come. Like you should be going by yourself. Like you get your own car, you get in your car and you go to church. Not we're dragging you in the car with us as a family to go.
Okay. All right. There's a phone cover there. For those that don't know, we got Veronica B today, but we were also going to get Auntie Salma on. Can you describe to us a bit about how Auntie Salma came to life, and did you expect it would blow up the way it did?
Auntie Salma, she is a figure that represents majority of Middle Eastern parents in one. How she came to life. I did a couple videos kind of as her. I never thought it was anything. I didn't think anything of it. And then someone in my comment section was like, I named this character Salma. And I was like, character? Like, I didn't think of this as a character. As soon as that person said, I named this character, my brain like unlocked.
Oh, wow.
I was like, it was like, poof, this whole thing. I was like, I'm going to take this to
Run with it, yeah.
whole nother level. And then naturally she blew up. She's more popular than me. I get jealous. Like, I'd straight out. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to reach a psychotic stage because the fact that I am jealous of her is, there's something wrong.
So do people come up to you and say, can you do Auntie Salma?
People come up to me saying we want her. Yeah. I'm like, bro, are you serious?
Oh, I cannot imagine having that life, but it's success. What can you do?
I've been turned down by an interviewer because they wouldn't interview me. They only wanted to interview her.
Oh my
No.
And I was like, why not just interview me and we can
Bring-
talk
summon
about
her.
her. Or like, I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Do you see why I'm jealous?
It's
It's taken a
interesting,
life of its
yeah.
own.
Yeah. Wow. So did you get to a point where you know with your humor, because I love your videos, very humorous. I've sent it to my mum many times saying this is you, this is what you do. But do you
I
get
think
to
I've normalized their toxic behavior.
Yeah, you
and
have.
they love it.
You
and
have.
I'm like, oh.
They're like, this is normal. It's on the TV.
So is there a point where you kind of learn how far to draw that line between like how deep to go with jokes, or do you just like, how do you make that balance?
Of course, there's like boundaries online, especially because it's my job too. I'm very opinionated online. If I feel like I'm overstepping a mark by sharing my opinion, I just do it through Auntie Salma. Because people even tell me, like, I'll make controversial videos. They're like, oh, it wasn't right for you to do that. But like, if you did it as Auntie Salma, like, it's fine. And I was like, I mean, like, I knew that,
she's
but
like
I
a
didn't think
fake
other
person.
people
Yeah.
caught onto it.
Yeah.
But of course, like 100%, there are boundaries and things that I won't talk about just because, I don't know, with comedy, it's very different nowadays. People are very sensitive. You can't say a lot of things. It becomes so political. Like, it's just.
1 minute you can just get cancelled, or people can turn on you in instance.
I'm not worried about the cancel thing. I get cancelled every week for something new, like things I don't even know about at this rate. But I'm not worried about getting cancelled. That's not my issue. It's more than that, because you can recover from being cancelled. I've done that multiple times. It's just the whole, I think, the politics behind what you say. One wrong word and it can just cause chaos. And like being misinterpreted online is so easy. Happens all the time.
Absolutely.
So do you find that as your platform grows, you are more free because you're like a bigger personality, or do you feel like the more you grow, the more you have to be careful and be on eggshells and censor yourself?
Definitely the second one.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
There's the more you grow, there's less freedom because a lot more people watch you. You have to be. I've always been careful with what I post online. My dad has told me this since I was young, because I've always been posting on, like, you know, Facebook and Snapchat days, all that. He's always like, be careful what you post, because that can come back to get you. And whatever you post online, it is not going to go away. Like, even if you delete it, it is there. So I'm very cautious with what I post. I'm very not strategic, but I'm aware of what I'm posting. Like, I won't post something and not realize I did that or didn't do that, or whatever. But yeah, there's definitely less freedom. I'm still very opinionated, but I just have to articulate it better, which is very hard, because I also do Get Ready With Me lives every single night. And I can't edit that. That's live. So if I stuff up, I'm screwed.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. On that topic of your, like, the fame compared to your faith, when you've obviously talked about God on your platforms, we've seen the videos. Do you sort of get nervous or think twice when you mention God in a video? At all?
Never. I even put, like, on Instagram, I put like Veronica B, and then I added a cross because I was like, you know what, God gave me this platform.
Absolutely.
And he can take it away at any moment. That's why I get excited with like followers and views and stuff. But I promise you, as soon as something goes viral, I care so much, and then immediately I'm just like, God can take it away right now. Like I might not even have it tomorrow. Like, I need to have a backup. I always think like that, because anything you have can be taken away the next day.
100%.
And I never shy away from sharing my religion, because that's who I am. People follow me for me, and I have had so many people message me saying, like, thank you for sharing that you're a Christian, because a lot of people don't. You lose jobs, which has happened to me in the past. Like, people don't want to work with you. People target you. It's not easy proclaiming your faith online. Like, I don't know. It's not easy, but I do it. I do still share it.
Yeah.
And I do it in ways, for instance, I'm not sitting there like making videos like I am a Christian, everyone should like follow the same faith as me. I do it through ways like Auntie Salma. I'll do like wedding videos and the green screen is her like at a church, like talking about the aunties at church. So I'm not like shoving it down people's throats.
Sort of thing.
Yeah, but I'm just like sharing it through ways that also aligns on my platform, like, and suits my branding too.
On that point, do you feel responsibility as a Christian? Like, oh, okay, when I can, I should feel compelled to talk about God or bring God into a video, or is it like sort of right timing?
I don't feel forced. I just do it because I want to do it. And if it works with my content, I'm like, why not share it? Like, it's a part of who I am, and the fact that I feel like I'm inspiring people to also share their religion online. Like, I've had people from other religions message me and say, like, how do you feel like sharing? Opening up about like being a Christian. They're not Christian. This one specific person I'm thinking of, they're like, because I'm scared to lose jobs. I'm scared to lose followers. But then that job wasn't for you. Those followers weren't for you. Like,
Exactly.
You're not talking bad about any other person's religion. But like, we're put onto this earth to like also
100%.
share God and talk about him. At the end of the day, everything that he's given me, all this, like as soon as I got the platform, I always remind myself, I'm like, at the end of the day, like, what is my purpose? My purpose is to do good with the platform, you know, to inspire people to share our values with the whole world and stuff. But as I said before, he can take it away at any moment. So I don't want to mess around with God and what he's given me. I don't want to take that for granted. You hold a lot of responsibility. Having a big platform, like a lot of people put you on this pedestal, and they expect you to, how do I word this? People expect you to say and do the right thing all the time. What is the right thing? It's different to everyone.
It's moving target.
Yeah. But you feel this pressure that you have so much responsibility to do what the people want. And sometimes I feel like people lose who they are because they're trying too much to please the people and please the followers. But also you have to remain true to like who like you are as a person. That's again where God comes in. Someone like to humble you and to keep you connected. Say, it's not touching grass, people. It's God. They're telling me touch grass, stay humble. Go to church and stay humble.
That's an exclusive. Oh my goodness.
You can see a lot of creators and influencers once they hit like in the millions and they start earning money, selling out, like taking all these brand deals, whatever, you can see them go down a different path. And I think I love the fact that I don't see myself like going down. I'm not swayed by the fame or the money or this or that. Like, bro, I live at home with my parents. I get told off every day. Like, I'm not living the life people think I am.
You're just having fun with it. You're having fun with it. You're doing what you love, and that's what's important to you. You're not really chasing the dollars or the fame.
And if I was chasing the dollars, I'd be in America where I can earn money from the app.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, but would you say your career is still also focused on views and exposure?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so on that note, have you ever been sort of tempted to drop your morals and what you know to be right and wrong from what your parents have taught you to then get that extra mile ahead? Because a lot of people are willing to do that.
Never. I tell you why. Because you do one brand deal, one video that just doesn't align with you, and people can feel it, people can see it, and you know yourself, you can lose trust with your followers like that. And that is everything. Once you lose trust with your followers, like you have to rebuild that. And that is one of the hardest things. That's taken me years to build. And honestly, there have been so many brand deals that have offered me so much money. If I was chasing the money only, I would have sold out ages ago. Ages ago. But like, no, at the end of the day, I don't want my face to certain things just for what, a couple $1,000s. Like, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
And if we're talking like 50K, like I'll think about it. But if it's like, what, 5K, like relax, it's all right.
So do you have friends or other influencers that kind of have been pushing you a little bit down that path or saying you like, you know, that's a good opportunity, you should take it? And have you had to kind of confront them and be like, that's not
I
me.
don't really talk to other creators or influencers about like if I should take a certain brand or not. Like that's all me. I know that I'm the one that makes that decision. I don't really take anyone's advice for it because like you know best. Yeah. I don't want to take someone's advice and then I'd be like, oh, I should have done that. I shouldn't have listened to you.
So you don't go to anyone for when it comes to brand deals or thinking about what's right and wrong? Like I'm sure you need some sort of clarity sometimes.
Look, I go to people and I'm like, hey, how much do I like charge? Like, what do you think I should charge for this? Like, whatever. But it's always people that are way, way, way bigger than me. Like they're not like they've been OG, like back in the days type of influencers, not like influencers now that like have risen in the past like 5 years or something.
I don't know.
So let's talk about OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Because that's a big
I don't
topic.
have one. Why'd you word it like that?
That's the
It's gonna
clickbait.
pull up your account.
Touchthegrass1.com.
Well, look, the point is it's a huge thing now. I mean I've seen on Instagram. Me and Simon are very into NBA.
me and Simon are very into
like,
what?
Where were you going with it?
No, me and Simon are very into NBA, and we always there's always a graphic that comes up where it's like the biggest OnlyFans person and the biggest paid NBA player and what they earned in a year, and it's like
Yeah.
It's the exact same, or the OnlyFans is making more,
which is unbelievable. So, firstly, do you feel like there is a tension for young people to go down that path?
Yes and no. Because of TikTok and Instagram and all like these videos coming out that have glamorized that industry, I feel that the younger generation now feel it's okay, it's fun. Like, you know, I don't think they really know what is involved in it. Even the people that like the sex workers, I follow some of them on TikTok because they're so interested. Like they vlog about their life. They don't talk about what they do for a living. They just vlog their life and it's interesting, but that's their job that they do. That's how they earn money. And even like there are specific ones that I follow just because they're entertaining, not in that sense. They never talk about that. But they mention to their followers saying like, I don't encourage you to do what I do. Like I'm sharing what I do for a living and all this stuff with you because that's my personal experience, but I'm not telling you to do it and it's not what you think it is. And I've heard so many people say that like, it's not what you think it is. And I think because these big creators on like OnlyFans are noticing that a lot of the younger girls are seeing them and idolizing them and thinking like, oh, I want to do that when I'm older. Like, you know, it just looks fun. You get lots of money because they're rolling in money. They're rolling in money, but they're selling themselves. And I guess like it's the easy way out. And if you sell yourself, you make it. That's why everyone's pissed off at like, you know, people that do criminal activities. Like they get lots of money and here we're working hard, doing it the clean way.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's a good contrast. It's good. But have you ever been like, have your fan base ever like suggested or pushed you to do something like that?
To do OnlyFans?
Yeah, like as in the
Are
comments.
Are you serious?
I'm saying like in the comments. Like no. I mean like in the
Have you watched my
comments.
videos?
No.
Maybe they want Auntie Salma to do it, not me.
That's the real money maker there.
No.
So you
no,
don't have
I am
that
not-
fan base.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. That's really good.
Moving on from that.
George, what a question. He's asking me, have your fans ever told you to do OnlyFans?
He asked the
You
hard
know-
questions.
No, but do you know why? Because there are other people. Like I've seen other people that you know are in a similar light as you, and they actually, you know how people ask questions on Instagram, and they say, you know, it was actually somebody I knew that's actually a professional boxer, and she's very conservative. Actually, she's Muslim, very conservative, and then she's like in her when someone asked her a question about would you ever do OnlyFans, she's like, no, I keep getting this question all the time. I'm not doing it, you know?
Whoa.
So like there's a lot of people that just get asked by their fans, like that's what they want from them, you know?
George hasn't been asked yet, but we'll see how it goes. So on that note, Buck, because you obviously know how that all works, what would you say to young women out there watching you that see your life, how you're on social media, but then they also see the flip side to these OnlyFans girls or whatever the case may be? What would you say to women who are conflicted with both things and maybe are choosing between wanting to study, wanting to vlog, social media, travel? What would you say to girls who are conflicted with that?
Okay. First of all, if you're conflicted between going to study and do OnlyFans, wake up to yourself. You're not doing OnlyFans. That shouldn't even be an option in your head. No. Just find your passion. What are you passionate in? And like, go for it. Try it. Like, search other people that have done it. Like, follow your dreams and your passion. Your dreams are not OnlyFans. Yes, it makes quick money, but it's just quick money at the cost of what? You are selling your body online to people you don't even know. Like that, whatever you post on the internet is going to come back and ruin your life if you do that.
It's there forever.
Yeah.
All right, I want to shift gears a little bit. I love the way that we saw how you handled the hate, and you handled that in a great way. How about the praise or the attention? Does that ever get to you, and how do you handle that and not let it kind of change who you are?
Like, it definitely boosts my ego. Like, I love it when people like compliment me. Like what? Like, how does it keep me? How do I not? Are you asking me like? What
Like,
are you
as in,
asking me?
like, do you ever feel like
Does it ever get to you?
Yeah.
Does it get to your head like,
and be
I'm
like
something?
like
Oh,
yeah,
like I'm famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at me.
yeah?
Like, mum, dad, it's me.
It's like, how do you handle all the compliments and all the good stuff? Like, getting more followers.
I
and-
don't see, like, I know I have a name. I know I have an influence. I know where I stand and I have a platform and I know what I can do with it and how people view me. But I don't put myself on this pedestal. I hate like receiving VIP treatment when I go to like, I was going to say clubs. When I go out anywhere. Like, it just, I don't like people to think that I'm better than them, because that's not who I am. Like, I don't like that. I don't know, man. I just am humble. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know.
You just wake up not thinking about any of the
like,
numbers or
sometimes I
anything.
forget that I'm very popular online. Like, people will be looking at me on the streets and like they'll wave, and I don't even know they're waving at me. I always say, I'm like, me, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, like, hi, like, hey.
You recognize me,
Yeah, because there's so many people in the world. Yes, I have 500,000 followers, but that's not everyone in the world. Like, there are people out there with millions and millions of followers. Like,
That's good. So you're very grounded. It's not really something that you.
I don't walk around with my head high and I'm like, I know who I am. Like, also, I'm very short. Like, I can't act like I'm like,
But were you always like that, or was like 2021 Veronica like, oh, I got 50,000. Look at me.
So yes, I released merch when I hit 50,000, and then I had a big like 100K party, and every milestone, I celebrate every single milestone.
That's beautiful.
As I should.
We did the same. We done a 10,000 video.
I saw. Yeah, you just held up a piece of paper as well, didn't you?
And we had a priest hold it. It was something.
Okay,
It was
beautiful.
something.
Okay, sorry. Okay, now I feel bad. Sorry, everyone. Every milestone should be celebrated, and I love to be extra with it. But I'm still, I think I'm still very humble, and I don't let it get to my head, even when I reach like 1 million followers and stuff, because this didn't come out of nowhere for me. Like, I've been trying to get to where I am for many years. So the fact that I'm here and I'm living my dream, like, I'm holding on to it and I'm doing so much with it. Like, it's not like, oh, it came out of nowhere. I got
They'll call you lucky,
viral.
but they don't see the work you put behind.
Bro, this was not luck. Oh my God, this was not luck. This was a lot of hard work. Yeah, there's a lot of hard work. I know you guys like that one.
Thank you, Auntie Salma. Thank you.
Well, we've kind of experienced a little bit of your world, doing this platform because, starting this podcast, never really thought about the numbers and like getting views and things like that. But then, our hope is to spread the word to as many people as possible. So that's, now we post a video and we're thinking, all right, was that a good video? How can we word it better? How can we, so I feel like we live in a little bit of that stress, maybe very different to you, but how do you kind of handle that when you post something? Are you there watching the views, seeing that it's going well?
I'm pretty sure I'm like the first 1,000 views. I just keep it on refresh. Posting videos stresses me out and is the funnest thing in the world at the same time, because obviously I'm posting a video for it in the hopes that it's going to go viral, right? You can get into this rabbit hole of just you're monitoring the views, you're monitoring the comments, and it gets to you, because that's all. For me, it's my job, as well as my hobby. It's my job and my hobby. We're not short anymore. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, that's a whole other story. Like, you can't help it. Like, you get excited seeing the views. You get excited. Like, I know people that they got their first viral video and they'll call me. They'll be like, oh my God, is this what it feels like? Like, I can't stop watching it. I can't stop watching it. Like, you read every comment. Like, I try to respond to as many people as I can. And obviously I get excited when I get lots of views, but then because I get so excited and it's become normal to get so many views, when I don't get so many views, I kind of get really depressed and upset. And I'm like, oh my God, like, maybe it is time I get an actual job. Mum was right. Like, it doesn't last forever. And like it's mind games. It's honestly mind games. I get messages from people, you don't know how many times they're like, I don't know what's going on. My views are not like adding up. Like I was doing so well last week. I'm like, trust me, it goes in waves. Like you will get so many views and be going viral for so long, and then all of a sudden it's like a dip. And you're like, uh-oh, like, do we cancel the podcast now? Like, what do we do?
No, we've definitely
it's just consistency. You just have to keep going, and like the views are going to come and go. Like, I don't know.
I think when we look at it from the outside and I like to, when George and I are speaking, I like to think of our goal from the beginning, which when we spoke, we were just like, he's like, what do you want from the podcast? I said, if we can just get one person 1% closer in their relationship to God, that's all that matters. And obviously as the episodes go on and some people begin to watch more and more, it's nice. It's very good. Don't get me wrong. But obviously there's no sponsors here or nothing, but we love to see the feedback in terms of how people see the content and it makes them feel. That's the important stuff. Whether good or bad, because now we're starting to really smell both sides of it, which is okay. But it's something that's going to keep growing. And like you said, it's going to go up and down, up and down. George is more so the analytic guy, so he's on every number, but because he puts in a lot of effort, he wants, like you said, to see one video touch people, and he wants it to really grow.
Yeah, exactly.
But you guys are making a big difference. Even the fact that you're starting this with that purpose of bringing people closer to God, like one step at a time, one person at a time, like it's so important now, like especially now with so many videos going out and like people their minds are getting swayed from different things. Like you need people to connect back with the church. Like how scary is it that our generation and like when we have kids, I don't know if you guys have kids, but like, do you have kids?
2 for him.
Oh, okay, wow. Yeah, like you're going to hope that their generation, their friends are going to church weekly, are like pushing them to also like stay in touch with God. And that's a scary thing now that you're seeing the church become like less and less packed. And that's on us. That's on us to bring people together. And people are shying away from posting online and talking about their faith because like I guess the culture of hate comments and toxicity online, like it's becoming more and more.
That's what it is now.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
Well, part of the reason why we did this, well, when I was speaking to Simon, I said like the Facebook or Instagram feed is just rubbish. It's absolute rubbish, and I want to try and flood that with some positivity and some good things and hopeful messages, and so that was really one of our motivations behind it, was just getting some good content out there.
And by posting like religious content, I don't know about you guys, but like when you're scrolling on Reels or whatever, and then you see like something religious and then you scroll past and you're like, oh no, I feel really guilty, let me go back. Those posts go so many views because people either they feel really guilty or they actually do want to like watch it.
Plus it's refreshing, like all day whatever anyone's feed is, it's the same nonsense. Sometimes I don't know how often people open up their Bible or check anything, but sometimes when you're on this app all the time, like I myself average probably like, it's a bit of a disclaimer, I average like 14 hours a day just on my phone, like whether it's work or whatever the case may be, but some of it is just going on social media. So just seeing those posts here and there about God and coming back to him and loving him, it gives you a bit of purpose as well, to be honest. Our lives unfortunately are very tied, some more than others, with social media, and some have it as a job, some have it as just a hobby or whatever the case may be, but it's definitely tied into that. But with that being said, sorry if you're going to ask a question, with kids all looking at the younger generation, all looking at social media and whatnot, what advice would you give them to not get so tied into worrying about likes, views, if this person's seen it or anything like that? What advice would you give them to just sort of have a healthy balance?
If they're planning to do social media and post, I think just remember your purpose and why you started, because that's going to keep you going throughout, because there are like your views and followers, they're going to go up and down all the time. You have to remember why you started and make sure it's for a good reason, like not just for money, not just for fame, because that's going to destroy you. That's going to send you down a completely different path. Like for me, my purpose is to make people smile, to make people feel happy, and to distract people from what they're going through in their own personal lives. Which is what like I love about Auntie Salma. Like she's connecting people all over the world. I have people messaging me saying like, oh my gosh, like I live in the US and you're keeping me in touch. You're keeping the group chat alive with the family who's like in Canada. So like, thank you. And I'm like, wow, like Like, this is exactly why I'm doing it. Like, I love the whole reason why I started socials and I wanted to like have a platform for myself. I love connecting people. I love the idea of starting a conversation. And like, I feel like I'm doing that. I feel like I'm connecting people and igniting conversations online.
Definitely.
100%. I've sent Auntie Salma videos on my family chat all the time. So
yeah, it's so nice. I love hearing that.
No, that's awesome. So do you ever think that it was harder to succeed because of you held on to your morals, or do you think it's kind of protected you in the long run?
It's definitely protected me, 100%. It is easy for me because I'm not really tempted by money or like, you know, brand deals will come and go. Like, I have missed out on a lot of things because I have put my morals first. I've missed out on a lot of events because things that would happen at the events don't align with my religious values. I've missed out on a lot of money because of it as well. Like at times it does get a bit, I wouldn't say like I'm tempted, but it just gets a bit, I don't know if upsetting is the right word. You're kind of like, oh, if I didn't really care that much about my morals, I could be
in a different place.
I could be making it a lot quicker than how I am now. Like now you're on this steady path, but the people who sell themselves out, they're going up quick. I don't know where they're going, but like in terms of you have to compromise something. Yeah. And I would say like I'm pretty conservative online and it's sometimes hard to even collaborate with people that I want to collaborate with because I'm like, as much as I love you, I love your content, I can't
align yourself with that.
I can't. Yeah. I'll watch you, but we can't do anything together.
Be a fan from afar, I guess. Yeah.
Well, you have a lot of wisdom with that. I think you've been blessed. God's given you a lot of wisdom in terms of how to handle it because you handle it with in such a mature way, and also without feeling that you're getting left behind by not doing that. You're actually holding on to your faith more and strengthening yourself more. So I think that's fantastic. So is there any moments that you had where your faith in your faith where you ever felt distant from God or far away, and what's kind of brought you back?
Probably when I get so swept up in the whole idea of like work and like for me, my work, my hobby, everything. And I'm so overwhelmed. I want to do so much. And I work all the time. I work all the time, influencer. Oh my God. But like I do so much than just posting online. Like I host events, I do this, and there's so many things lined up that I want to do for myself that I'm planning that I haven't even spoken about yet. But I just get so caught up in doing all that. And I'm a one-man show. I do everything myself. And sometimes you don't really prioritize God because it's easy not to. God is not chasing me for an invoice. God is not like on my back about anything. He's like, I'm here. You come when you're ready, which should be every day. You should be showing up for God every day. But it's so easy because he's not going to tell me off. He's not going to be like, oh, Veronica, you didn't pray to me yesterday. But like then I think you feel it yourself like that. It's almost part of you is guilty because you know you're doing it. You know you're it's like saying like, oh, I want to go to the gym, and then you become lazy and you just don't go. The gym's not going to call you and be like, hey, you didn't work out today.
I'll call you for missed invoices. But
But like it's something that I'm trying to work on every day to include it as part of my routine. Like wake up and remember, like, yes, I like pray in the morning, but that's not enough. For someone that like, goes to church every week, like praying every day, it's still not enough. You can be doing a lot more with your time. Like if you spend 10 hours a day working, you can spend an hour with God. But for some reason, it's just not, it's not easy. It's not easy. And I think it's because you're holding yourself accountable for it. Like it's your own motivation, your own drive to do it. Like no one's pestering you on your back.
Yeah, 100%. I feel the exact same way. You've kind of hit the nail on the head. I feel really busy and overwhelmed. Simon teases me all the time because he's got a physical job where he has to work with his hands, and I'm always like emails, calls, and it's just overwhelming when you have a lot of stuff, when you have your own businesses in that way, that you kind of lose focus a little bit. But we had our last guest, Voice of Reason, Alex Gerardo. He came on and he mentioned that what he does in his busy schedule is he says the Jesus prayer. And he said, even to this morning, I think he said, I've already said it like 100 times. Like, it was just, my Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. And ever since we had that, like, I've heard the Jesus prayer all the time. Like, it's always advice people say, but when he said it that way, and then when he said that he's done it this morning, you know, to keep himself grounded, I've tried to apply it a little bit, and it makes such a difference just to keep you a little bit connected to God. Just one phrase is all it takes to just have that little bit more connection with God. So I think that's a good thing to take away.
I think if I can say something to you, I probably have no, like, we're not similar in much of a sense with how busy you are, but what I always do is
You're equally as busy, just doing different things, man. Don't get me cancelled now.
I think what's important for me, at least, is I just try and include God everywhere I am, or with everything I do. It's something so small where it's not necessarily going to church or saying I'm a Christian, but just doing something good for someone else can remind you of what God ultimately did for us. Like, I think it's the small stuff that we can do in our everyday lives that allow not only us to see God, but God to see people in us, which is the important thing. Because then every time it's just what you do, one good thing for one person, hopefully it carries on and carries on and carries on. So it's not necessarily let's make time for God all the time, but let's just do in everything that we do, include God in it. So remember Him, do something good for another person, and hopefully that just carries on. Say something nice to someone. It's free to smile. It's free to say something nice. So I think once
my
we
mum
get in that way.
guilts me with that all the time, like in the house. Like she'll ask me to do something, and she's like, "It's for God." I'm like,
can't do
it's
much
like it's an
after
act
that.
of service. She calls it salvation.
Oh wow!
You know, like, go get me the remote. Salvation. It's for salvation. Like, you're doing something good for your mum.
Wow. I can't wait to use that on my kids.
That's great.
So another question I have for you: do you feel like God's using or calling you to something deeper?
Then the platform.
Yeah.
Probably. It's probably not what I think He's calling for me now. Like, I feel like I am fulfilling my purpose as of now, but I think as time progresses, obviously there's more awakenings, more things that you'll notice that is probably He's leading me somewhere to do something. For now, I feel like I'm on the right path, though. Yeah.
You mentioned, Crohn's disease, and you're involved.
I mentioned that like 1 hour ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you mentioned that before, is that's something obviously you're passionate about? So is that?
Yeah, I'm not passionate about my disease.
Not about your disease, but
like,
I mean all your
holds
events
a big
that you
part
do
in my life.
Yeah. Is that something that you're finding, like, connecting people and also feel like you're like, I don't know what your work is with the association, but you're trying to bring more awareness and more help to people that are suffering from it, like?
Yeah. So I host a Crohn's and colitis like get together event every year during May, which is the month of awareness. Purely because I wanted to connect people, like other sufferers, with each other, just to, I guess,
support system.
Yeah, it's a support system, and it's something that I didn't have when I turned 18. Like, before I turned 18, there was so much support, and then as soon as I turned 18, they're like, "All right, fend for yourselves." And when I spoke about it online that I had IBD, it's normal for me. This was my life. I grew up with it. I didn't see it as like, oh, like, I have something that other people don't. It was just a part of me. I didn't expect the response that I got out of it. So many people messaged me privately, because obviously it's a bit of like an embarrassing condition to just proclaim that you have. So many people were like, "Oh, I didn't know you have it. Like, I can't believe like a creator has it." Like, it's almost cool that like they feel better
It's
that
like
they
you
have
survived.
it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No,
Wow.
but also it's like you're having fun in life, you're happy, like, and you have the same condition as me.
So I can do it too.
Yeah. So it's not, I think I made people feel less depressed about having it. Because I use comedy as a way to like mask emotions. You know, so if I'm ever like upset, sad, whatever, like I will mask it with comedy. My most viral video was right after I cried. I posted that and it went absolutely viral, and I was like, damn, like I'm so good. But with the whole Crohn's thing, like I feel like that, as I said, it's a passion project of mine, and being able to connect people, make people feel less alone is something that I love doing it. I love the feeling of making other people feel happy about their lives.
I can definitely see that in your content. Anytime you have an event or you talk about it, that you kind of light up a little bit, and it's something that you're passionate about. So that's really great, because I think that is I mean, it's not something that is, has God in it in the sense that it's not like a spiritual thing, but it's something that you're doing to help people, which is great.
But also a lot of the speakers that I have on at the IBD events, few of them have even mentioned like miracles that have happened in their life. And a lot of them share how God has impacted the way they've handled this condition. Even with me, like I was about to have one of the most like traumatic surgeries, but like a miracle happened and I no longer needed it. Like God has played such, like he's had such an impact on my life. I mean, obviously as everyone, every day of my life, but a big one was for my Crohn's disease. And I don't really share it because I'm like, as a Christian, it's normal. But I think to other people,
It's not, yeah.
they're like, oh my God, you go to church every week. Oh my God, you do this, you do that. I'm like, bro, that's nothing. Because when you've grown up in Christianity, when you're born into it, that's like the minimum of what we should be doing.
We're very blessed. We don't realize how blessed we are to have grown up in it. We're very, very blessed. I mean, I see it all the time when I go to like gyms or things like that. I think at one stage I went through an F45 stage, and the amount of stuff that they do together, like they'll be like, oh, we're going to go to breakfast, we're going to go to lunch, we're going to have a party for this, for that. I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Like, I have like my life, but I think it's because they're trying to connect and they don't have what we have in terms of the church and our church community and things like that. So I think it's very foreign to other people on the outside that we have that gift. And I think, maybe people can look for, if they're looking to connect to people, looking to have that community, the church is such a great place to start.
Of course, yeah. A church community is so important. Like this is your friends, your family. It's, for some people, that's their main group of friendship.
Yeah, exactly.
Comes out of the church. Isn't that where people find like husbands and wives as well?
Well, speaking of which, I've been trying to set up Simon for a while now, so I think we got to
stay on the episode, please, brother, please. Every episode, it's the same thing. It's okay.
We have a Syrian community now that we haven't touched base with. Right?
Haven't touched.
Are you interested in Sudanese, Syrian?
I'm interested in God. God
God.
is the one, yeah.
God's interested in you having a family.
It'll come when it comes.
We'll talk after the episode.
On
Maybe we can
the
do some
point of that,
connections.
what would be your advice to find a godly partner?
What would be my advice to find a godly partner?
For Simon.
For Simon.
the congregation of people or grass touchers, whatever you want.
You just cannot compromise with your values and your morals. Keep it at one. If you you just have to remember God. Like this person's going to be in my case, the father of my kids, my husband. And if you can't see this person growing religiously with you and growing spiritually, then where's that going to lead you in life? Like what's your purpose?
It's true. So you got to see them first as, can they bring me closer to God? And then as a result, will their character be able to be a good husband and raise my children? And stuff like that.
Like I've always said, like I want someone that is also religious that's going to teach me. Like I don't want to be able to teach you. Like I need someone to teach me. Like my dad teaches me. Like I need someone to teach. Like
exactly.
I can't educate you. You need to educate me.
That's a very good point, because I feel like a lot of girls sometimes they go for some guys that maybe need a lot of work, and it really
I don't have time.
Yeah.
Who has time? No.
They're like, he'll change, or I can bring him. I think it's very, from my point of view, I think it's really important that the guy takes lead in a lot of the spiritual stuff.
Yes, but yes and no, like both equally. Like it doesn't matter who's more spiritual or whatever. Like you're in this together, you grow together, you learn off each other, and you push each other as well. Like you try to read the Bible together, try pray together, try go church together. Like it's so beautiful. Like that's how I grew up with my family, and that's how I want to continue it. But this is a whole nother video that I could make, but like about having God needs to be priority. If you want your marriage to work in God's eyes, then it needs to be the first thing when you're meeting someone, right?
It's the number one non-negotiable. I always say.
100%.
100%.
And I think that's where I was kind of touching on that. A lot of people sometimes they just think that's going to come later, or they like someone and they don't have that desire for God at all, and they're like, oh, it's okay, it will come. I think it's dangerous to get into a relationship with someone when that's such an important thing for you and the other person doesn't have it. So I think that's maybe a non-negotiable, definitely.
If you think that religion is important to you and you choose to be with someone that religion is not important to them, then I don't think you have religion as a priority. That's it. Like
Very
if you
fair
tell me
statement.
that you're religious and they're also religious in a different religion, and it's bro, religion is not your priority. Like, okay, a relationship can work. You can have chemistry with anyone. They don't have to be from the same religion. You can have chemistry with anyone, but that's when the whole where do you place religion as a priority in your relationship? If it's number one, then those people that are not in the same religion as you, they're temptations. They're not for you. They're distractions. Obviously, someone who's a Christian can date a non-Christian. They can have the best marriage in the world, but religion is not going to be a priority. You have to compromise something.
And you also got to think about the kids. Like, let's say you guys both put your differences aside. What about the kids? What are they going to do? Do you know what I mean?
They're
Like,
going to be so
they're gonna
confused.
be lost.
I think
Yeah.
the most important thing in a relationship, obviously, but like, forget yourselves. You guys are going to fall in love, grow old, be ugly, whatever you want to do. But you're going to have kids and they're going to be representation of you, and you want them just to be a million times better than you. So it's like, you got to make that decision as well.
100%. So I guess what I want to ask you, Veronica, from the Bible, what is your favorite verse, or is there a verse that you go to when you like need comfort, or something like that you really find sacred in the Bible?
I'm just going to tell you now, no.
Yeah.
I do not know my Bible in and out. I wish I did, which is something I'm trying to work on. But there is not like a specific like verse that comes to my mind, which is sad to say. But
It's not sad. It gives you time to then want to say, okay, let me. You know what I used to do? I used to just open it up on a random page and just read, and then whichever verse
I don't
would
remember
like
anything.
the most. You don't
I read the Bible often. I cannot tell you what I read. If I read it this morning, I can't tell you what I read in the morning.
That's why we got our phones as well. I have sometimes as wallpapers and stuff. It works.
Yeah.
I think you got to just find what will give you the most comfort, and then. And I'm that dumb. I have it tatted on me, my favorite Bible verse. But I mean, everything's different. So you got to find what gives you the most comfort and what brings you joy when you think about this verse and with God, and it'll come when it comes.
True. What's your favorite verse?
My favorite verse, it's actually John 3:30, which is "He must increase and I must decrease," and that was said by John the Baptist. And that it's on my Instagram bio as well. It's just something that I really love that verse, because it kind of puts everything in perspective. And that's the whole point of this podcast. Me and Simon said from the very beginning, we don't want to be the stars of the show. We want Christ to be first and foremost.
Yeah.
We want him to increase, and we want to fade in the background.
Yeah.
So I think it's good to have a verse that it grounds you, and it kind of like, maybe that could be your homework. Just find one verse and put it, somewhere for you to recall, because it really helps. What about you, Simon?
My favorite Bible verse, John 13:7. It says, and Jesus replied, "You do not know what I'm doing now, but later you will understand." It just goes back to the point of, we don't need to always know God's plan for us, but we just need to stay the course, understand He's God, and instead of always asking for our will, to ask for His will, because His will is ultimately best. So that's sort of what I like to live by. Not my time, but His. So yeah. Next time we have you on, we're going to ask you your favorite verse.
I will make sure I have a verse. I'm going to recite it.
She's going to come. Welcome, bro. No, my favorite verse. And she's going to start it.
Might be a new phone
listing
cover.
The commandments.
Well, look, we always wrap up our interviews with one final question. And the question we want to ask you, in your perspective, what does it mean to be the salt of the earth? Because Christ asks us to be the salt of the earth, and that's the point of our podcast, is interviewing people that we find to be the salt of the earth. So what does it mean to be the salt of the earth, and how do we keep our salt from losing its flavor?
Yeah. For me, when I think salt, the first thing that comes to my head is flavor. So how are you the flavor on this earth? Like, what are you doing that's like benefiting the people, benefiting God? Like, how are you becoming like the light? Like, everyone has a purpose. You influence someone or something. Like, how are you showing up? How are you making your time on earth the best it could be? How are you increasing like the flavor around you? You know what I mean? Like, do I know what I mean? I don't know what I mean.
Yes. We know what you mean. You're going with it. Keep going.
Everyone has a purpose, and I just feel that we're all salt on this earth. We're put here for a purpose. Everyone has a talent. People, you're here to love. You're here to praise God and preach about his work through everything that we do. And I feel that is adding flavor into this world. Like, don't blend in. Like, be spicy, you know?
Be spicy. I like that.
Be spicy.
Wait, we
don't
definitely haven't
blend
got
in.
that answer before. So.
Everyone's important. Everyone's important, and like you're here to stand out on earth, like somehow.
That was beautiful.
Well said.
Well,
If someone gave me that response, I would have literally cropped that out and deleted it in the bin.
What? Which
What
response?
even was that? The fact that I can't even like edit this and redo it like annoys me.
We could do it straight again if you want.
I'll give you
We'll
the
ask
same
you again.
answer.
We'll say what does it mean to be told, and then we'll go be spicy.
be
No.
spicy.
After everything I said, they're like, that was a good response. You're gonna like edit in like question marks on top of it. Like this girl doesn't even know what she's saying.
No, look, honestly, you have a real talent of making things, and I think that's why you've become very successful. You're very relatable, and you relate things very well. So, even when you're explaining how to find a godly partner or relationships, you have such a clear way of expressing yourself that makes it simple to understand, and people can really attach themselves to it. So, really blessed to have you on the show with us, and
I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed that you invited me.
Oh well, thank you very much.
They're like, how much clout can we get out of her?
No, actually, I did tell to a few people that, we're going to have Veronica be, and they're like, oh, you usually have priests, you have this. I think that was your first comment. It's like, I'm going to follow Bishop Murray. But I think the whole point of our podcast isn't to just talk to people that are, godly. We're talking to people that have experienced Christ and sharing their experience and that are more relatable. And I think you're very relatable. And I think a lot of people are going to listen and see how a normal person can just, include God in their life and put God first and not compromise their morals. I think that's the most important thing.
I second that. Absolutely.
That was beautiful, Simon.
Thank you so
Sorry,
much.
I think not my social battery. I just did not know what to say. I panicked. So
Yeah,
I just stayed quiet.
You both looked at me. I didn't know what to do. I was like, back and forth.
No words were coming out of my mouth.
All right. Beautiful. Thank you so much for coming on, and we can't wait to have you on next.
Oh, there's a part 2?
Absolutely.
Oh. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Veronica.